If you want a Ferrari, you're looking at over £100,000. So, to get one, you need one or two things. Number one, to be rich. And number two, buy this. Now, this isn't technically a Ferrari or a sports car, but it is Italian and stunningly beautiful. This is an Alfa Romeo Giulietta. Now, I know what you guys are thinking. You're thinking, no way is this thing as cool as a Ferrari, but this car was in Fast and Furious 6, so it's cool enough for them. I think you guys should give it a chance. I find that quite ironic, because this car is in obviously an American film, but this car was never sold in America. Somebody wasn't thinking. The headlights were taken straight from the 8C supercar. The front grille is finished in chrome, when any other car company would have just done it in some grey, boring plastic. The side indicator is in the shape of a comet. Now, the door handles, the ones at the front are finished in this chrome detail again, which look very nice against the red paint. But the ones at the back are a little bit different. As you can see, they're not in their sort of usual spot. They're actually hidden up here, where all that car door opens. There's only two other cars which I know have that feature. That's the Honda Civic and the Nissan Pathfinder. Let me know in the comments if there's any other car that has that. These wheels are incredibly similar to the wheels you got on the W221 S-Class. These headlights, they could have just done something very square or rounded, which is very mundane and boring, but no. Look at the shape of them, they're just so elegant. They look like something lifted straight from a supercar. And let's not forget that the twin exhausts look epic as well. This is not the hot hatch version. This car only has a 2-litre turbocharged inline-4 diesel engine, which produces 138 brake horsepower. Top speed 127, 0 to 60, 9 seconds. It's pretty slow, to be honest. And all that 138 brake horsepower goes straight to the front wheels. The Giulietta did come with both diesel and petrol options with multiple engine sizes, so if you don't like this engine but you like the car, there's going to be an option out there for you. Because it has a lackluster engine, this car can achieve 60 miles to the gallon. And it has a Euro 5-star rating, so it'll be very safe in a crash. Now, just before we get into the interior, I just wanted to quickly say that with most luxury cars, you tend to get the name of the brand engraved in the door well. Now, here, you don't get it engraved, you get it printed on a bit of metal, and it just comes across a bit cheap in comparison. It's not a big deal, but it's there. The interior it's not what you'd call busy, but it's just a very nice place to be. I mean, these buttons here, they're not something you get on a Citroen. Same with the, I don't know what you call them, but the climate control buttons is what they do anyway. The seats are the same story. I mean, just look at these sort of threaded things. I have absolutely no idea what they're for, but they just look so cool. Same with the red stitching, just fantastic. And of course the logo in the seats. It's something you don't get in like a normal Citroen or Peugeot. It's really good. In fact, the only thing I don't like is this sort of weird armrest. It just looks a bit cheap and tacky, to be honest. Same with the cup holders. They just look a bit rubbish, you know. There's only really one thing worth talking about, and that's the DNA buttons down here. It basically just adjusts the suspension to your personal preference. N stands for natural, basically comfort, everything's standard. D stands for dynamic. It's supposed to sharpen throttle response, consider it the sport mode basically. Now A stands for advanced efficiency, basically eco mode. In terms of other gadgets that this car has, yes, you get your usual cruise control and traction control, but you don't get any driver assist whilst reversing. You know, you don't get any cameras or sensors or radar guiding system. It's literally just you and the car. That doesn't bother myself that much, but I can imagine it being a deal breaker for some. Now the space in the back it's okay, but not brilliant. I mean, we've put the seat into my driving position and you don't get the most, but I've had worse. Due to the shape of the car, the headroom is a bit compromised because the car sort of goes in like that. I don't really know how to explain, I'm not smart enough, I do apologise. But yeah, so basically what it means is somebody at my height has to have their head at a certain angle like this. To be fair, it's the same story sitting in the middle. The headroom's not that great. I've had worse, but it could be better. You don't even get an armrest in the middle, like, very disappointing. The boot space has a maximum capacity of 350 litres, which is a bit rubbish to be honest. And it gets worse because you probably can't see it on camera, but it actually has quite a big lift, which means if you're carrying something heavy, you have to lift quite high up before you actually get it into the boot. That's a shame. Now the boot does come with these shelves on either side, which is good if you want something standing upright. So it's not all bad. Considering a Ferrari doesn't even have rear seats and can achieve an MPG of -1000, I don't think the Alfa is stacking up too badly right now. Now I said earlier that this car isn't fast, and it's true. As I say, 0 to 60 is 9 seconds, which is really slow, but it doesn't feel like that you're holding people up. In fact, it feels quite the opposite. It feels very fast, but it puts its power down really well. I think it's probably quite bad at putting its power down from a standstill onto the road, which is disappointing, but it is what it is. The ride, it feels a bit sporty, but not overly hard. Perfectly comfortable, to be honest. I think it's fine, you know. The steering is nice and light, very responsive. It's very good. There's no complaints about that at all. But it's not too heavy. It doesn't feel like a workout. You just get on and do it, which is actually good. And to be fair, it feels like you can really throw this car around. And although it's not fast, it does feel really fun to drive. To be honest, I'm glad I'm driving this car right now. You know. And you look good doing it as well. Now the gearbox is a 6-speed manual, and it's okay, don't get me wrong, but I do feel like occasionally you really got to jam it into gear for it to actually move, or you're just not going to do it. I know it's an old car and all, but I don't think it should be that bad. So, just to wrap up, this car is good looking, safe and economical, but it could do a lot better in the practicality department. And a car that looks this good, you are a lot better off with the petrol equivalent. And that's the end of today's video. If you enjoyed today's content, please feel free to like and subscribe.